The rainy season began at the end of June here in Korea. But honestly, the entire month has been humid and rain was a constant companion. So I had a great excuse to stay indoors and paint. I'm a freelance artist, so a lot of my paintings are custom pieces, like this portrait here, which I finished up on a particularly gloomy day. After practicing in my sketchbook more this year, I felt much more secure in what I was doing. And the result is actually one of my favorite portraits I've painted so far. Especially for a person that doesn't actually exist and didn't have a proper photo reference. She's the main character of the book, The Binding of Bloom Mountain, commissioned by the author. Here I'm preparing canvas for a new personal painting, which I hope will be part of a longer series. I've had this idea for a while, of painting traditional Korean houses, specifically the ones found here on Jeju Island, floating off into the sky. A reflection on the changing landscape of the countryside of Korea, but something also whimsical and a bit hopeful. Maybe that could be something interesting for a separate video, as I slowly compile more ideas and tackle the first test painting. On a rare sunny day, just after my little vacation began, I was sitting in a cafe and toying around with my vague idea for videos, and they just kept multiplying and becoming more elaborate. I'm both a very spontaneous person that likes to explore a variety of art styles, materials, and directions on a whim, and also someone who likes her spreadsheets and planning. So I immediately got very excited about planning videos, but also wanted to leave room for spontaneous sketchbook sessions or experiments. Most of my prints and stickers sell locally here on the island, where I can drop them off at small bookshops or cafes once a month. But I did reopen my online shop too, and was excited to send out some small packages and letters to the other side of the planet. As the rainy days continued, I also finished up some digital work for clients, and so by the end of the second week of June, I had more free time. Time to catch up on personal painting projects, some non-urgent commissions, and starting a YouTube channel. For a change of pace, and because I was restocking my Vitamin Cat stickers, I also painted this cute wooden sign. I didn't sketch anything, just went in with paint directly, as I had drawn this same Mandarin cat in so many variations before. But the larger size meant the face could be more expressive, and changing small details to suit this new version was an interesting process. I actually liked the result so much that I digitized it and turned it into a new vinyl sticker and some other fun trinkets. While I started to film more and then published my first video, I also got to finish this illustration here. For detailed character designs like this, I like to paint on smooth gesso panels. Filming is something I truly enjoy, and editing, well, I hate editing short-form content quite a bit by now. Something about reels, both watching them and their creation, gives me anxiety, and I'm not even on TikTok. It always feels like I'm rushing, no matter what. But as I love watching long, rambling videos while painting myself, I hope that I can create something in that vein. Something to watch while you sketch, or organize your desk, or package prints. Or maybe to practice along with, as I love exploring new materials and techniques, and while I'm far from perfect, I hope I can share some of what I learn along the way. Also, while editing short videos stresses me out, there's something strangely soothing about filming and realizing these longer ones. It's like a visual diary and a wonderful way of looking at what I'm doing through fresh eyes. It's been a long time since I got to use my miniature brushes. I think it might have been last December when I painted something similarly sized, so I was happy to bring them out of my brush class where they've been just collecting dust for half a year. So June felt like a month of changes. I hadn't had this much free time since, honestly, June last year. Despite finishing several commissions and some digital contract work, it gave me room to breathe and reorient myself. I reached out to galleries, both locally and abroad, thought about the type of art I really want to focus on. And by the time this video comes out, I might already have 2 or 3 YouTube videos finished too. When wrapping up a lot of projects at once, it can feel like I've just been painting non-stop. So at the end of June, when all my paintings had completely dried, I started varnishing. That gave me a sense of closure and also time to look back at what I'd created with fresh eyes. And of course, some of these need to be shipped, so it is also just a necessary step. For acrylics, that means an isolation coat first to unify the colors and shine. That I had to let dry overnight, and then I went over everything again with several layers of varnish over the following days. This one here is a book cover illustration for the fantasy and science fiction anthology Fusion Fragments. My artist proofs should arrive soon, and I'm excited to start reading all the short stories in the book. While freelancing is of course a great way to pay my bills, and I often truly enjoy the projects I get to work on, there's something special about having time to develop my own work. I hope you can tell from what I'm showing here that I felt refreshed and inspired and eager to get back into more personal art. With all these client paintings finished, I also finally had energy to dive back into my mermaid, which I had started for Mermay. As you can tell, it is no longer May and this painting isn't finished. She probably won't even be finished by July, as I have some new work that has to take priority. But let's just call it Mergust and hope for August. While a personal piece, this will also be part of a small gallery exhibit I'm participating in come autumn. I'm very excited as I have never been part of any kind of gallery shows and haven't even reached out to any in the past, so it really feels like I'm tackling new things and like I'm branching out into new directions. This art vlog didn't really have a cohesive story, as I just told you about what I painted and did this June. But I hope I could capture some of the excitement I feel about painting, about art in general, and embarking on new journeys, including this little YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon in another Sketch with Me video.